It is being discussed that Vice Chairman Lee Jae-young of Samsung Electronics, who was sentenced to 2 years and 6 months in prison for the corruption scandal, should be released on parole. These days, people have garnered their attention to whether he could be released on parole or not. Today, let's look at what probation, pardon, and parole are. Probation. Probation refers to a period of supervision over an offender ordered by the court instead of serving time in prison. Article 62 of the Criminal Act stipulates that it is only possible to defer only relatively light crimes, such as a sentence of imprisonment for up to 3 years or a fine of up to 5 million won. The judge may or may not sentence a probationer after considering the offender's age, intelligence, environment, and post-event behaviors after the crime. If those on probation commit a crime again, they should complete the terms of their suspended sentence. Vice Chairman Lee Jae-young has served a sentence because he did not receive probation. Pardon. Pardon is one of the rights owned by the head of state who can officially stop or exempt offenders from legal validity. The right originated from the king's ability to forgive criminals. Today, it is common for the president to use the power to grant pardons. There are 2 types of pardons, a general pardon and a special pardon. A general pardon refers to the removal of sentences for those who have committed the crimes designated by the criminal law. A special pardon, on the other hand, refers to the exemptions from the execution of sentences. If Vice Chairman Lee receives a pardon, it seems that he will receive a special pardon. A special pardon can be decided by the president, but he or she usually decides whether the prisoner should receive a presidential pardon according to public opinion. Parole. Parole is a system in which a prisoner is released temporarily after serving a certain period after he or she is considered sufficiently educated. If the prisoner who is temporarily released doesn't violate the conditions of their parole for a certain period, it is recognized that the sentence period is completed. However, the prisoner qualifies to apply for parole when he or she serves more than 60% of the sentence. The Ministry of Justice believes that at least 60% of the sentence should be completed. For example, Vice Chairman Lee Jae-young, who was sentenced to 2 years and 6 months in prison, could receive parole since he has been in prison for more than 60% of his sentence period. If the prisoner receives a parole review, parole decisions can be made by the Ministry of Justice. The factors such as the prisoner's age, the nature of the current offense, remaining sentence period, health condition, the risk of recidivism, and others must be considered. When the prisoner is released, the remaining period of imprisonment becomes the period of parole and he or she is put on probation, which means that the prisoner leads his or her normal life under the supervision or guidance of a relevant officer.